people, what's good and welcome back to the channel, guys. So first things first, for 2023, guys, the tank is doing absolutely amazing. I'd say it's probably about 95% there. I'm still struggling with little algae patches here and there on the aquascape. However, I've beefed up my cleanup crew for more snails, more hermit crabs, and they have done absolutely an amazing job at getting rid of that algae on the back wall. Now, there's some specific places where there's still algae, and my Lawnmower Blenny and my Tomori Tang just refuse to make a dent in the algae, and that's at the bottom here. So what I've done, before I even speak about the algae, I've changed salt brands and I've been doing regular water changes from about the first week in December. So this is like the first week in January, and what my next step is to do is to start using some form of treatment for this algae. Now, as you guys know, I have moved from the ATI dose and supplementation for my aquarium, and I've moved to Oshimo or Oshiamo, and it's been doing really great things for this aquarium. For example, this tenuous hair, when I first put it in, yeah, it did nothing, and since using the Oshimo, it has just taken off in leaps and bounds. You can see the tips here have really pushed forward, and all the colors, and with me tuning in my lights as well, it's just made that much difference with the overall health of all the corals in this aquarium. So if you can see between the these two little mini colonies here, that's already starting to encrust already on the rockwork. I still have that, you know, that turf kind of algae there. So I have gotten myself a tuxedo urchin, which has helped to clean the rockwork, and as you can see, the rockwork is quite clean in itself. And this urchin, I've never had urchins before, and it seemed to be doing the trick for keeping the rockwork just looking a bit more pristine. So the salt I've moved to now from the Aquaforest Reef Salt, I moved to the Tropic Marine Coral Pro Salt or Reef Pro Salt, and yeah, it's a very highly recommended salt by my friend. So I'm just keen to see what that salt actually does. Very easy to mix up, and within like 15 minutes my salt is already, you know, ready to rock to do my water changes. Now, since starting the fluconazole for getting rid of the algae here, and that's Reef Flux HD with fluconazole in there, I haven't done a water change for only a week. Yeah, so it just gives that, you know, the medication that time to work through the water column and start targeting the algae. Now, the thing about fluconazole, guys, you just need to ensure you follow the instructions on there. So if it says like, you know, 3 capsules for maybe 150 liters or something like that, that's what you dose. And I would even recommend to dose a bit less, just to ensure that you're not overdosing that fluconazole into the tank. Now, I've never had any ill effects from fluconazole. I remember when I first started this aquarium, not this aquascape, but the previous aquascape, I used fluconazole to help with my algae, and within a period of, I'll say, 3 weeks, algae was gone. Yeah, so fluconazole is a very good way at tackling hair algae or stubborn hair algae. Now, let's just talk about the reasons why I believe the hair algae here, and what, you know, my theory is in the way I'm going to solve this issue. So we all know that algae feeds off CO2 and also nutrients, especially phosphates in the system. So the fact that I have algae in the system around here, especially around here and patch there, it proves to, so I probably have some form of phosphates in there, and my phosphates currently testing at 0.02 to about 0.018, so quite low. So I'm thinking those phosphates that actually should be in the system are just being taken up by this there. So I have cut down on what I am feeding to the tank. Instead of doing like, you know, a cube of mysis, I'm probably doing half a cube, and just monitoring how I'm doing this. Now, my theory is once the fluconazole starts working, and just keep on testing my PO4 and NO3, because that's definitely going to go up, because what's going to happen is the algae is going to die off and then release those nutrients into the water column. So that's why it's very important when that PO4 gets to, say, you know, 0.06 or just a bit higher than it should be, I need to start thinking about doing those water changes, especially the NO3. Now, with NO3, I usually see more results around 1 ppm, and it's weird. A lot of people saying to me I need to be pushing for 2 ppm, 3 ppm, whatever it is. And yeah, in theory, but I've never gotten success at, you know, over 2 ppm. My sand bed just goes really dirty above 2 ppm. So I just try to keep it at 1. So as you can see, sandbed is really clean and it's hovering about 1 ppm at the moment. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep the NO3 there, keep it simple, keep to what I know, the way I reef and the way I've seen success in the past. So my last video, guys, I spoke to you about me starting a new dosing regime. Now, I was on ATI, an amazing product as well. I was on Aquaforest before ATI, amazing products. Now, I've been asked just to test out the Oshima and tell him what I think. So my friend Darren said to me, I need to test this out, and so he put me on it and just said to me like, this is what you do and this is so simple. So let me tell you what I found out so far with Oshima. Yeah, it recommends that you do about 10 mil to start off with, and as you dose, you need to test. Now, lucky I haven't tried it and I can test out my parameters, throughout the day, see where my alkalinity and calcium sit. I can tell you this: my parameters have become really stable. It's just weird. It became so stable where my alkalinity was shifting like I would say 0.03 in a day, 0.03, yeah, about 0.03 in a day, and my calcium was maybe about 15 parts per million fluctuation throughout the day, and my magnesium just stayed stable. Yes, my alkalinity was like, minimum shift, and I started to get concerned. I thought like maybe I was doing something wrong. Maybe my trident wasn't testing properly. Maybe my reagents were working properly. So what I did was I basically serviced my trident, cleared out all the tubes, and I recalibrated the whole thing, and I tested again, and it was the same scenario where the system was just stable. Now with my pH now, I tend to try to run my pH as close to 3 as I can, and the lowest I would like to go is about 7.9. Right, guys, so that is the plan. Yeah, so let the fluconazole work through the water column. Yeah, get rid of that algae. Once algae is gone, keep testing the nutrient level, see where it is. Once I'm happy and all that stuff here is gone, nice water change. I reckon maybe 40% water change over maybe 3 weeks, just to ensure everything is at a good level, and then crack on, do what I'm doing, because it seems to be working, guys. Right, so if you guys have any comments, any suggestions of things I should be doing differently, things you think maybe I should test or look at, please leave it in the comments below, because any help will be very advantageous for me. Right, I will be setting up an ICP test just to see what's been going on with the system, and I will keep you guys posted. So make sure you check out my Instagram. Not too much on Facebook, but definitely check out my Instagram so you guys can see how the tank gets on. Right, this is Naran for HC Aquatics Reefing. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys. I'll see you next time.